Hey there, it's Steve at the Metal Wood Channel. Let's look pretty here for the camera. All right, what we're gonna do, we got something special. We got a late night. We got my good man, Andre from the Boots and Shoes, right? You know, and Andre drove up just like all day long. He says, Steve, I gotta have some good saws. He just, he said, you know, I only got $2.99. I said, Andre, I wanna hook you up like a tow truck today. So he said he needs 4 bars for his 2 saws. Now I got a super secret saw that I'm not gonna show on video because of the chainsaw cult. And they're trying to undermine me everywhere I turn. So they're not going to. Nobody's going to see my super secret saw. But you saw it, Andre, right?
Glad to be here.
What do you think about the super
Awesome.
secret?
Can't wait
Freaking
to
awesome, huh?
Yeah.
Now, full disclosure, it's not a 3120. Okay, here's what we got. Here's your 28-inch bar. Now we worked out a deal for double chains basically on everything. That is my only 28-inch chain. So I felt like I would end up shortchanging you. So what I did for you, I gave you a 25-inch bar too, and the chain. So you got a 28 chain, 25 chain, you got a 36-inch bar that's got the 1 hole. Now, if you end up doing 404 chain for your bigger saw, you know, that might have double holes, so a total of 4. So 2 holes is for your 36 on your 660. If you see any of these bars with 4 holes, you know, that could be for a 404 chain, which is bigger saw, right?
As long as I ain't got to change the clutch to use.
You don't have to change the clutch or nothing. You just can't use both bars on both saws.
Yeah.
It's 1 saw. So it's 2 holes versus 4, and 2 holes is for your 660. So you got 3 bars for your 660. Now, as far as the chains go, well, I got them all in there. What we're gonna do is after this video, I'm gonna cut what's in my pocket. I'm gonna cut this open and see if that's 42. If that's not 42 inches, I've given you enough where you can have somebody clip them together and get you 42 inches, but you also got 36. So you're getting a 36-inch bar with 2 chains that fit, and you're getting a 42-inch bar, but I don't know if that's my only 42-inch chain or if I don't even have any, but you're gonna have enough. Now, so what else did we do? Okay, you got 2 starter assays. Your starter assay on this, I think, is the most premium quality there is. So your starter assay here, I can't vouch exactly if it's the premium quality or if it's not quite as good. So this one's gonna last you a while. You got a backup, but what I always do, my philosophy is put the one you don't know about on and use it, so your better one is your reserve. And by the time that one ends up failing, then you've got the reserve that's good, and then you can say, well, let me order another one from Steve or eBay or something like that. Yep. So that's bolt-on. So you got 2 starter assays for what you're dealing with. I got you your whole parts kit. You got 2 tool kits. These are 2 different tool kits. Your thicker tool kit is for your bigger saw, okay? You got more bar nuts than I've ever given anybody in my life. You got double, triple bar nuts in there because everybody needs a couple bar nuts because you just lose them in the grass all the time. Now, do you have a rotary tool, like a Dremel tool? Do you own one?
I can get one.
Okay, you can go to Harbor Freight and you can get the cheap ones at Harbor Freight, but this is gonna save your life right here. Yeah, these are diamond bits, and these cost like $1 million when you order them online. But I'm just giving them to you because I like you.
I got one on there.
And so one's a 063 chain and one's a 404 chain. So the bigger one is for your bigger saw, and you got 4 of each. So these should last you a while. And I'll send you a video of me doing it with my bad eyesight, and you might have better eyesight. So I'm gonna throw that in here like this. You've got extra sparks. You got extra starter coil, ignition coil for your 660. Like I said, that's premium. Let me also tell you this. I have not run either of these saws. I used to always start them and run them and check them, but now my quality level is so high that I don't have to worry about running them. You've got to break this saw in. Do you know what I mean by breaking a saw in? What do you do to break your saw in?
Can I shine your light in there?
Yeah, you shine it, no problems. Yeah, you shine it. Shine it in there. I've never put... Yeah. Okay. We're going to put it on pause for a second. Okay, so we got to talk about break-in process, but first let me tell you about these filters. This, of course, is a clone saw, but the original design, some of this could slip through, so you need to put you a little bit of grease around this whole thing. You don't want any fine particles slipping in here, so you want to seal this with some grease, any kind of grease like a grease gun, just enough to seal it. So I gave you 2 banded filters, and you want to make sure you push that down tight enough so it seals. I gave you 2 banded filters in here that are washable. So instead of the white flange, you got the washable bands, okay? So this is not washable, so this one's gonna be disposable when it gets ugly. But you got 2 more banded ones that are of course. They're more expensive, but you still want to seal those with grease. So when I say you need to break this in, what I mean is don't go hitting a log full speed. You need to run this thing gently. Now, if you've got a big piece of work, you just need to feather it. You just need to pull that trigger, just run. You don't want to heat it up too much for the first hour.
I got some other stews.
Yeah, you want to run on branches. You want to run on small stuff. You want to just run it for a few seconds and let it go. I'm going to basically help you on a guarantee, except your cylinders if you ruin them. Both of these saws have premium Nicosil cylinders, which is something I've worked on for a better part of a year to make sure I get. So I want you to run 32-to-1. No matter what the bottle says, I want you to run 32-to-1.
All the time.
Yes, all the time. When you start milling with either one of these, you're going to absolutely have to have 32-to-1. Somebody else may tell you you'll be okay with 42-to-1, but these are big saws, and you will not be harmed by 32-to-1. And what you can do, and I've got a lot of background on this, you can go to Walmart and spend you $20 on a gallon. You could either buy Supertech Marine or Pennzoil Marine, or you can spend more money on Lucas or Lucas Marine. You can run Marine in an air-cooled engine. You can. Now you ought good. You ought to top it off with Red Armor from Home Depot or a little Marvel Mystery Oil. You know, one of the two, and then eventually you might take your muffler off and look at your carbon to make sure you're not building up carbon. The Marvel Mystery Oil will keep you from building up carbon, but so will a little Red Armor.
How much to put?
Just a little cap, just a little half cap or something. Just a little tiny cap. So you got your 32-to-1. Yeah, you got your 32-to-1, and you just throw a little cap of Marvel Mystery Oil in there. I mean, you could use Seafoam if you had to, but I think the Marvel Mystery Oil might be better. I still need to experiment. But 32-to-1, you can cheapen it down with the good marine grade from Walmart. You definitely got to run the 32 when you're milling. You know, if you slip up and got 40 and you're not milling, you probably survive. But both of these saws milling, I've seen people ruin them without the thick enough oil. Now, if it's too thick, of course, it won't run. So you got to, 32-to-1. Now, it's kind of tricky to mix it just like that. You know, you got to look at your ratios and figure out what it says, even if the directions say 50-to-1. Like, for example, Still Ultra says 50-to-1. If you buy Still Ultra and run these milling, you're going to call me telling me you can't start your saw. It happens. I'm just trying to tell you, don't believe the instructions. Okay, so you got parts for both, tools for both. The wrenches are different, by the way. So
you're taking the ball.
Yeah, so your thicker one is your bigger saw, your special, your super secret special saw. I think that's about it. You got to prime the line, and I'm going to send you videos on what I do to prime these lines. This is like 9 pulls to prime, not to get it started. The other one could be roughly the same thing. I'll send you videos on starting.
One of my got a primer bulb, the other don't.
Neither of these have a primer bulb. They both got a choke. I'll send you a couple videos on both of them. But like I said, the most important thing is do not hammer these things right away, because your cylinder will be damaged from the heat of the piston expanding too quickly in the cylinder. And then always warm them up. Always warm them up for like 2 or 3 minutes before you try to go to town, or warm them up by feathering that trigger, that throttle, right? You happy with your deal?
Oh, yeah.
$2.99 deal?
Like Christmas, man.
It is like Christmas. I thought I'd try to hook you up, man.
Yeah.
You drove a long way to come meet me tonight. It's good meeting you, good talking to you, and appreciate you. Appreciate your confidence. You got my number. You got friends. I help everybody on their saws. There's a limit if they destroy it themselves. You know, and you know, I gave you enough parts to keep you running. I got more parts where they came from, and good meeting you, and I appreciate you coming out. Take care.